What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the channel. My name is Craig. First off, I want to apologize for not making a video in the last week. As most of you guys know, if you belong to the Discord or follow me on X, we've been putting an in-ground pool in, so I've had tons of people here making a lot of noise, doing a lot of stuff. So I wasn't able to make a video. But if you watched my last video, we talked about putting in a possible long position, where to put your stops, things like that, which if you followed along on that trade, you could have been very profitable. We also, the other day on X, I put in a spot to get in a short position. And if you managed your risk properly, you could have made profit off of both them moves. But we're going to talk about Bitcoin, where I see it going next here in a minute. But before we do, just kind of want to talk a little bit about the Fed Chair Powell. So he's spoken now. Basically, no money printing right now. They're not going to lower rates quite yet. Will they? I want to hear your guys' opinion down below. And before we go any further, I almost forgot. Make sure you guys take 1 second out, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments below. I'll be picking a random comment below, and I'll be sending you a free $200 Prime XBT promo code. I'll put it under your comment. I'm just going to pick a random comment. I'm going to try to do that daily on the videos. But anyways, so what else did we want to talk about real quick before we get into the charts? Obviously, Israel and Iran war. How do you guys think that's going to affect the markets? Or do you think it's just going to be a big nothing burger like everything else? Do you believe that the U.S. is going to get involved? If that does, that could cause some serious chaos. Nobody wants to see war. Well, no normal people want to see war. It's never good for us, but those in power seem to love it and profit off of it. So unfortunately, things like this happen. But I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about all this stuff going on. And there was something else I wanted to cover, but maybe I'll think about it in a minute. But let's get on with what's going on. I'm going to show you where my trades are. You guys know I like to swing trade, right? And don't forget, you guys can sign up for Prime XBT down below, get a huge bonus. Also, for those of you that don't want to use KYC and no VPN, you can check out BitUnix. I also have a link below where you get bonuses. And BitUnix, there's a contest right now. Also a contest going on Prime XBT. Anyways, let's get into it. Right now, currently, my short positions are up. I'm up about $8,600 right now. Remember, this is a longer term play. This is not, I'm not doing day trading here, right? So here's my entry prices were as low as 104.6. Later in my trades, you guys know that my highest one was at 107.550. So currently, one's at loss for $268. Two of them are at profit for almost $2,000 a piece, and then this one's at $5,600. So pretty good so far. I'll keep you guys in the loop on what's going on with that. Also, don't forget BitUnix. You can win as high as a Model 3 or $35,000. Second prize is Rolex or $12,000, and all the way down to an Apple Watch. Tons of people have won a lot of stuff on these. But this is only valid using my link. They will get you in contact with you if you get your trading volume up to those levels. All right. So let's talk a little bit about right here, right? This trend line right here on the 4 hour. This is what I talked about in my last video over a week ago. If it broke there, would be a good place to put in a long, I had said. If you open and close a candle above that trend line, which this one did right here. So that would have got you in about 105, 107.5, 107.6. And if you put your stops there at break even, then you would have broke even, obviously, when it came back down over here. But if you moved your stops up as it went up, you get stopped out in profit. And then what I was talking about is looking for a re-break of this to the downside, which happened. Then fast forward to the other day when I put in this target here, 108. That's where I put in my last short that I showed you at 107.5, right? It went up a little more. We're going to adjust this now, but just to show you how this works, I got it in that added to my short here, right? We're still in pretty good profits. Now, where could this be headed? Let's take a little let's move this now. We're gonna adjust all of this, right? You guys know I love my trend lines, formations, and measured moves. These are huge in trading. Will they all work out exactly? No, nothing in trading is going to be exact. If it was, everybody would know. People would sell that trick, and everybody would get rich. And but unfortunately, you have to use risk management, right? You can be the worst trader in the world. If you use proper risk management, you can still be a profitable trader. But most people just get greedy or scared and they trade off of fear and greed, right? Two worst things you can do. They'll literally almost always make you do the opposite of what you should do. So keep that in mind. Anyways, let's see what's going on. So if we look at this as a rising broadening wedge where we broke right here, right? Oh, don't forget, we broke this main trend line too from all the way down here. But anyway, we'll look at the daily here in a second. We're below all the EMAs right now. If these all continue crossing over, obviously we got more downside. But let's take a look at where this broke, and we're going to take a measured move where this should be headed if it does play out, right? So right here is where we broke. So we would put a target. And I may take some profit off the table. We get to this level. This is going to be approximately 101.4. But there's a bigger move. And again, we're going to take a look at that here in a second. Now, if it continues up from here and goes for another test, right, we could be getting up to that 112, 113 range, which is just this target area here, which is off of these two wicks from 2021 or 2025, right? The beginning of the year. Well, December and January, right? Come up. If we do come up and retest this, that's going to be about 113. If it breaks above that, then it's probably going to do a pretty big bullish move, maybe to the 125 or higher. We'll be keeping an eye on that. But right now, as of right now, as long as we stay below this main trend line here, we can still look for the bearish count. Let's see. Let's go to the daily. So there's a few different ways I'm going to look at this, right? Just bear with me here. No pun intended. So look at the high way back here, right? In our high here on the RSI. This is on the daily. I don't know why it keeps flashing out on me like that. What is happening? Let me reset that. So did I just lose my internet? That's wonderful if that's what happened. Nope, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Apologize. So there's a few different ways to look at this daily here. We're just going to take a look, and I will keep you guys updated. Make sure you follow me on X. Join the Discord. We'll be putting, like I said, I'm back to it now. But could this be, well, I drew that wrong. Could this be a head and shoulders right here? Right? If we break here, how would you get a measured move of that if that's the case? You could look at this as a head and shoulders. You take this trend line here from the top of the head, and you got to go straight down, right, to the neckline. That's your measurement. And then you take that and go to where you break. So if we break down over here, this is going to get us a target right in this area. And we're going to take a look at that over on our high volume nodes here, right? Let's take a look. I also have another one we'll take a look at also. All right, so this would be your target here on the daily. So I told you I'd be taking some profits on the 4-hour targets if we hit them. I will leave some on the table, possibly add more depending on what's going on here, but that gets us down to about that 88 to 89,000, which I put in the thumbnail, right? That get it about 89,000. And if we look at where that's at, right, take a look at where that lands. Look over at the high volume nodes. There is support there, as you can see right here. See how these are sticking out further, so it makes a lot of sense for that to be at least a bounce point if it was to happen. Now, let's take a look at the bullish case. So the bullish case, I drew these blue trend lines in, right? Both bullish and bearish. You go from your first point of contact, right? If it was to break up here, depending on where, right, I would think it would probably, if it's going to break up, right, it's going to do something like this. Let me kind of show you. Oh, what is going on? Anyway, so it goes up, touch, touch. I like alternate touches, right? Come up, maybe one more down here, and then come up. If that's the case, we could look for a bullish move as high as the 120 range, which could make sense, right? Making a new high and then flipping over, possibly. Now, on the bearish side, right? Then we would break the bottom of this, which would still get us to that 88, 89 level. So these are the areas I'm watching. I will be keeping you guys updated. Make sure you follow me on X. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget, leave a comment down below. I'll be picking a random comment. By the end of the day, I'll put a promo code that you can put in your Prime XBT promo code section, and it'll give you an automatic $200. You don't need to deposit anything else. You just put that code in, and you can trade the $200. You can't withdraw the 200, but anything you win off of it, you can withdraw. Take it easy, guys. Thanks again. Again, I apologize for taking so long with getting the pool stuff done and not making videos, but I'm back. Much love. We'll be doing some live videos too. Huge changes coming to the channel, and thanks again, guys. I'll see you in a